Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. TMax here. Alright, so we had to break up the last one into part 2, so here's part 2. Yeah, so rules are meant to be broken, right? Rules are meant to be broken round 2, because this is cigarette smoke. I don't know if you can tell, but that's, yeah, cigarette smoke. This is Pee Wee football in China. Did not expect to see this at all. Like, you don't see this in Europe at all, and I thought, you know, the US had more influence there because they have like an adult football league. Their kids don't play. Here in China, there's a couple of these, and just in here in Beijing. All public garbage cans and stuff like that, they're usually fairly clean to be like a public area, and that's because somebody comes by like once a week and cleans it. You gotta give everybody a job, right? And so this is when I first bought my this synchro mask. Is a air filter mask, a HEPA filter for bikers. So I used to wear this for my workouts or when I bike to work, and if the pollution was bad, I look like a ninja. These are lanes like to drive, and the side lane is a bike lane, and all along here is like no parking, and just not just parking but double parking. You know, this huge no smoking sign obviously was not read by anybody. I mean, this is a lot of cigarettes, and they sweep the stairwells every day, so this is one day's worth. And this is just this floor. More air pollution. You can see how bad it is. Like, I can't even see the top of this building. And I'm like right across the street. A colleague of mine brought this in. She bought one for everybody because it was some festival in her hometown. They celebrate with this like soup. It's got like rice and beans. It's like slightly sweet, but not really. I don't even remember what holiday this was. So this lady right here was standing in front of me, walks in, right past this sign, and pulls out her phone and then takes a picture. This huge sign right here means nothing to any of these people because they're probably not reading it because we're just used to go with the flow. So this was next to a restaurant, and you can catch your own lobster like it's a video game. But I'm like, what if you pay and you miss? In China, they drive on the right, but why do the escalators go up on the left in here? Like, that is confusing. Sometimes other stations would be the opposite. So there's no consistency in this left-right stuff. And yes, he is water sweeping the ground, and she is vacuuming it. Because this is a very prestigious area, and we need to keep the concrete clean. Pretty much all bathrooms are non-smoking, but when you have the ashtray there, I mean, you're sending mixed signals. Oh, I love this picture. All 4 of these guys are knocked out. They're all sleeping, right? But why is that? It's because this is the rest area, the Xiu Xi Chu. It's literally a rest area. Shrimp flavored Cheetos, grilled eel flavored Lay's, and fried crab. And this is in addition to the seaweed. So you notice like a aquatic theme, right? Yeah, so I had a whole rant and a whole bunch of other videos about the roommates that I had, the female roommates, and them just throwing their time of the month stuff in the garbage, and it was like this every month. It's so nasty. It's like, yeah, I watched one of the other videos to get my full rant. Driving by Tiananmen during the 70th year celebration, China as a country, and they went big. It was really cool. I didn't actually go to the celebration, but this is with them setting up for it. Before I moved to China in general, I'd seen QR codes. Like, I knew what they were, and they never really caught on in the West, I felt. But in China, like, you can pay your tithes with a QR code. You can do anything with a QR code here. This road out here is actually the highway. It's the main highway, the beltway, we would say in the US. And this 1, 2, 3, you're triple parking right next to the highway. Yeah, this is back to that apartment that I was living in. Just nobody would take out their garbage. They would wait for the IE to come. She came like every 2 weeks, so just the garbage would pile up. Nobody cooks, so it's all Domino's, takeout. Good grief, guys. Hey, yeah, this wasn't just like a one-time thing, just every month. And so this guy's jacket is so funny, because I think they wanted the T's to all just be to line up, but Sout and Nort are not words. Yeah, so I ordered some shoes from Colorado, some Zero shoes, and I have a whole review on these shoes. I really liked them. But I ordered them July, in like the beginning of July, so they mailed them on July 5th. And then I get them on November 25th. So I ordered them for summer because they're like flip-flops, and I got them, you know, as winter's starting. Actually, I ended up wearing them quite soon after that because I went to Thailand right after this, so I was able to wear them, but I didn't get to wear them in the summer. So this was my first time in a squatty potty toilet, squat toilet, and I just thought it was funny, like they have the phone holder here, and you know, because you're probably going to be on your phone, and yeah, and you're squatting, and you would think I'd be good at this, right, after 3 years, and I'm still terrible. This is a whole thing for me still, trying to use this thing. Purple rice, yeah, because that is appealing. And so this is a cool thing in a lot of the convenience stores. You can just pay, if you're Chinese, you can pay with your face. But like as foreigners, we can still scan our QR code on our phone or whatever and pay. So self-checkouts. And I mentioned this in the women in relationships video, but couples like, you know, dressing the same. They both even got the same fanny pack. Yeah, you see this a lot here. No eating and drinking. And it's just right in front of the sign. It's like, what sign? I could not figure this out for the longest time. It used to bother me almost that people would wait outside the metro and they're not coming in. Like, the people have already got off the metro. These are all the people we're going to ride to the next stop. And he's just going to, he was there already and he didn't get on. He's waiting. I was like, what are you waiting for? But then I learned later, you see these lights up here. This tells you, you know, where the line's going. And maybe we're like right here and he wants to go over here. But this train stops here. So he'd have to get off here and then catch another one. So he'll just wait for the next one and then goes all the way. They understand smoking is bad, and it's this whole passive propaganda thing that I mentioned in a couple other videos. You know, they have the videos on the metro, and this is on the metro. It's like they're trying to curb behavior or show that they're trying to affect it, but that they don't really want to. I don't know what's happening here. So this is one thing I wasn't expecting, for them to like embrace our holidays so much. This is just a convenience store. In the same convenience store, every American holiday they celebrate. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter. Like they go all out with the decorations and the type of this panel right here is always like their holiday themed stuff. And of course, if you go to a real store like Carrefour, you know, they got a whole aisle for Christmas, you know, trees and everything. They do the whole nine. Who doesn't like doing math while you're waiting for the subway? And I never figured this out, by the way. I actually usually give up after just like looking at it. Whenever it's the English word, they flip it to the side, but the Chinese is vertically still. I'm like, we can also read ours vertically, but guess they don't know that. Yeah, just with a colleague, and again, just the stuff that they wear. And this is I think this is an American brand, but the words are French, and as a French speaker, I know what this is, but she doesn't. And any native English speaker who doesn't know these things is going to look at this like, oh, what are you wearing? I don't understand why they don't put the Chinese character, because the character would fit just as fine. And I was like, maybe they just don't do Chinese characters ever on the elevators. And then I saw this one, Bu Ting. I was like, that's 2 characters that you fit on there. Why not just make them all Chinese? This was during that sandstorm we had a couple months ago. It was pretty bad. Air pollution was off the charts. But it was like sandstorm, so it wasn't air pollution, it was air quality. Yeah, so I mentioned this in another video. All this food that's just sitting out here is somebody's Waimai. They ordered it, the Xiaoge, the delivery guy came, they weren't out here waiting, so they just dropped it off. Or they said, hey, I'm in a meeting, drop it off. Nobody steals this food. It just sits out here, and like, yeah, nobody knows whose this is. You can walk up and take whatever you want. Nobody ever does it. Yeah, so I mentioned this in another video about air pollution and how I compare it to other places that I've lived. And it's usually like this. This is, sometimes these will be yellow, occasionally. Sometimes these will be, no, they're always pretty much this bad, yeah. This was also during that sandstorm, so this is not actual air pollution, but the air quality is bad. Air pollution, I think the highest I've ever seen was 600, which is like, okay, we're definitely not going outside. But people were outside without masks on. I used SpongeBob to learn Chinese, and I love it, and I try to like learn the things. The problem is when you tell these jokes to your Chinese friends, they don't think this stuff is funny. So it's translated into Chinese for kids, and I guess some kids are watching it, but adults don't get it, and they don't appreciate the humor, and it's frustrating. The company that I work at, we have like vending machines inside the office, which is super convenient. But one time the vending machines went offline, like the system is down. Only people who are from mainland, who have a mainland ID card, can use this machine. And so, you know, we have people from not mainland China that also could not use this machine. I also mentioned in another video about hospitals, and this is the foreigner hospital that all foreigners, when they come into Beijing, they have to go here, do all their checks. And this is a day that I went when the students were coming back. And I said, don't go during August and September because it's full of students, and this is how I know that. And this was the day that I went in the afternoon, and they're like, oh, sorry, afternoon's only for college students, you have to come back in the morning. So I had to do this twice. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. If you also live here in China and you want to share your experiences, throw them down in the comments below and check out some of the other videos. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit like, hit share, hit comment, and I will see you all in the next video.